What's up, YouTube? Demi here with a new series called Lael's Builds. This is Lael's Golem I mean, not completely. It's a version that I put together based off what he told me, but it's a build guide based around that. It's made mostly for bossing, not specifically mapping, but it's really dumb. It's Ice Golems, Elementalist, basically, and then we have one of each other golem for the damage type. So you get 5 Ice Golems and then 3 other golems, and they're all immune to elemental damage except for the Stone Golem. They also have a shitload of life regen, so they tend to not care about anything. Only the Stone Golem ever really dies to a hilarious amount of phase damage, or like the Shaper Beam, for example, he can die to. But not super often. As you can see, my damage is kind of insane. The Ice Golems are like little Sonic the Hedgehogs. They're ridiculous. It's pretty great. And I'm not even using my Flesh Offering correctly, because I'm not used to playing buttons with this many builds. Oh god, that hurt. I'm just not good at it, alright? But this build is mostly for bossing. It is really squishy for mapping. I don't personally like it that much, but if you're a bosser and you know how to like dodge things manually, this is a really good build for that. It's also pretty cheap to throw together. The main cost is getting a 6-link bow, which is like not super difficult. I guess not even the bow, the multi-mod is the hard part. Like you can get a 6-link short bow from the Porcupine div card set, which is like probably 20C, 30C. You get a 6-link short bow, and then you just alt spam it till you get +1 gems, like that. Oh god, regal it, annul whatever the other mod is, and then you can just multi-mod it out, which we'll go over the year later. I'm just kind of trying to multitask while I AFK this Shaper. Didn't even lose the Stolen Golem that time. We are abusing Elementalist's like 100% chance to free Shock Ignite with Paragon and whatever. So that gives us at least 20% more damage from the shock. I'm also using a Curse on Hit Elemental Weakness setup. If you wanted to be a little safer, you could swap that to Enfeeble or Temp Chains pretty easily. I also have Aspect of the Spider, and because we can ignite all the time due to our Elementalist Ascendancy, I can apply the 10% more damage with Cinder Swallower, which gives us even more deeps to our minions. I think I have something like 2 million DPS per golem. I don't know what Lael said. He knows how to calculate it. I don't. It's a lot. Build's kind of dumb. Again, the only problem is you're kind of squishy. But if you made it as a CI version, which I did not, you'd probably be a lot better off. Look at those things. They're like little angry buttons. Fuck them up. They have such high movement speed. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we'll clean up this Shaper and then we'll go talk about the build. But I just wanted to do a series where like Lael has a bunch of builds. He tends to boss kill like every league. Okay, so here you can see the region of the Stone Golem maybe. And like I want to start showcasing his builds, because he's really good at making builds. He's like one of the people that I go to if I want to help, if I want to like fine tune my skill tree or something. I ask Lael for help. Stone Golem almost died, but not quite. He's really good at it. So I just want to start a series on that. If you guys want to see more of these videos, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, enjoy this one, and maybe it'll be a one-off. He's got a lot of other builds to showcase though, if you like it. Can make some pretty crazy builds. And this is not like a perfectly min-maxed version at all. It's missing a lot of things. Like a +1/+1 implicit bow from Synthesis League would be a huge multiplier to my damage. Better divines on all of my golem related items, my anima stone stuff, primordial harmonies, all that good stuff will be a huge DPS upgrade. Since they're like a bunch of less modifiers, I could make them a lot less, if that makes sense. But yeah, as you can see for the like AoE clear stuff, it's not super good. And I lost my Stone Golem. Oh wait, I think I summoned a lightning Stone Golem instead of a lightning golem. Fuck, hang on. This is one of the problems that I have with the character, is I summon the wrong golem sometimes, like that, and it'll like give me too many of the wrong one. Nope, that was also not the right one. What the fuck, what am I missing? Flame Golem? Lightning Golem. If you like builds with a lot of buttons, this build may be for you. It's not my style though. It's too many buttons. It's good, but there's too many buttons.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed.
Get up. Bam, Shaper down. Alright, let's go talk about build stuff. So I mentioned that we're an Elementalist. I guess we could stay in here for the music and the ambiance. Alright, so we're an Elementalist because that's the only way you can get this many golems. Right? The main thing is you grab Legion of the Primordial, so your elemental golems are immune to Ele damage. You get damage for each summoned golem and increased effective buffs granted by your golems, whatever. You also get one additional golem. And if you go over here, you get 20% increased golem damage for each golem you have summoned, so that's 160% golem damage right there. Can't be chilled or frozen, can't be ignited, can't be shocked, and you get an additional golem. Great. The other stuff is you take Shaper of Desolation, which allows you to chill, shock, freeze, ignite, alternating, and then all of the above. And you get Beaker of Ruin, so you can pro-lift those status effects to everything else. This is what gives us the always increased damage taken by at least 20% from shock. It's pretty huge for our multiplier there. When we have the lightning buff, we can get 20% more damage from this. You also get to always slow things in ignite, but the ignite's useless. The slow and the shock are great. As for the skill tree, it's kind of basic, honestly. You take life nodes and minion nodes. Not that many minion nodes, though. This is minion nodes, this is minion nodes. That's the only minion clusters we get. The rest of it is just life and jewel sockets. Lots of life, lots of life. L equilibrium, I am hitting with lightning or fire damage, sorry. I deal, I believe, cold and lightning damage with my golems. So this is ideal. Lightning works as well. But more jewels, life nodes, jewels, 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 life, jewel, 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 life, jewel. Phase acro acro because defense, also jewel and life. And guess what? Life and jewel. Wow, what a surprise. If you need strike their decks, just take the nodes. You're right next to a bunch of the stat nodes, so whatever you need. As for the jewels, so you need to equip primordial stuff for this character. So I have Primordial Might and an Anima Stone, and then Primordial Harmonies. I believe I have one of the other primordials as well. Primordial Eminence. So you need Eminence, Anima, Primordial Might, and then the rest of them are all Primordial Harmonies. So the Anima Stone gives you, where is it? You get one additional golem, and you get +1 max golem if you have 3 primordial items. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Great. So this gives us 2 golems. Hooray. And then these guys, the Primordial Eminence gives you attack and cast speed, as well as buffs for your golems, whatever. But then the Harmony ones are the important ones. They give your golems a shitload of cooldown recovery and damage for each type of golem you have summoned. So each one of these jewels is 80% golem damage if it's perfectly divined, right? And 45% cooldown reduction for our minions. Cooldown recovery speed, whatever. So if these are well divined, 80% damage per jewel, 45% reduction. And I have, I believe, 12 of them, something like that. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I have 9, just kidding. 9 and then the 4 other jewels, that makes sense. 3 other jewels, whatever. So that's, oh god, 560% minion damage? Something like that from jewels, if they're well divined, which mine aren't. Pretty stupid. You see why this is a good build, good deeps build? The only problem is defense, but again, if you went CI, it'd be better. Alright, so let's get into the bandits you kill all, Pantheon, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't even have the right Pantheons. I would take stun and Gyrocon or Fizz mitigation. It doesn't matter. I don't really care about those. The gear is the weird part. So we have another unique here, Primordial Chain, which is the same as the Primordial Harmonies. You need to get the lowest less damage modifier you can get and the highest movement speed, because this is a multiplier, a less multiplier, which is bad. But it gives you 3 additional golems. Hooray. Lots and lots of golems. Other uniques, we're using a pair of a grip of the Council gloves, which are pretty cheap. This gives you 20% Fizz's extra cold. It's like a pseudo hatred jewel, basically. Good. I'm using a belt of the Deceiver, which gives you nearby enemies are intimidated. That's 10% more damage taken from attacks. Great. Chest piece, I'm using Victario's Influence with maximum effective non-curse auras. That just gives you better hatred and haste and war banner, which are in the item because the item has level 30 generosity, so it's super powerful auras. The rest of your gear is just life resist garbage. Boots, life resist. If you can get some spell dodge from a pair of incursion boots or attack dodge, great. Rings, medium movement speed. You can craft these using what are they called? Essence of Fear. The Essence of Fear gives you medium movement speed on jewelry, which are really cheap. You just spam these. They give 30% movement speed to minions on rings. So spam this until you get something that's relatively not shit. This just basically just movement speed life. Movement speed life. I crafted minus mana on them. I don't know why, but my ring of arrows costs 0 now, so that's cool. And then I put Aspect of the Spider on something. You can put it on your boots or your rings or your helmet. Any of those slots is fine. But other than that, we're just getting more movement speed and life out of it. Helmet, if you can get a bone helmet, great. Elder bone helmet, great. Really doesn't matter. That minion damage modifier is kind of irrelevant since we have 80% damage times 9 on our jewels. It's not super important. So just life resist in this slot. And as for your bow, again, you can get the 6 link from the Porcupine div card. This thing gives you a 6 link short bow. The level's high enough to hit +1 gems. You just alt spam until you see +1 gems. Regal it, and then you annul off the shit mods, and then you just multi-mod. +2 support, minion damage, minion attack and cast speed, and attack speed. It'll cost you, if you get lucky on the annuls, maybe this is 1x, this is 2x, and these are some chaos. So like, probably 4 to 5x to make this. Thanks for the follow, whoever that was. I'm not streaming, but appreciate it. Not bad. This is like 10C, I think. This is a chaos. This is like 30 to 40C. This is in a chaos. Life resist rings. Chaos, chaos, chaos. Quiver, life resist, which should be really cheap actually. You don't need any stats on your quiver, so just get life resist. Try to get a little bit of fire or lightning damage somewhere to proc your equilibrium to give them negative cold res. So fire or lightning is fine. I have it on this. I could just as easily put it on a ring if I didn't have the quiver, etc. Gem links. So in your bow, because it's a +1 gems bow, you want to put, and +2 support ideally, you're going to put your empower in there if you have an empower. If you just have a +1 gems bow, then put in another, like, probably maim support, I think, would be your next best link. Or minion speed if you want sonic minions, I don't know. But if you're using a +2 bow, +3 bow, you want an empower. So you get a plus, what is that? 6 level of supported actives with a level 21 Ice Golem, which is also cheap as fuck. Because you can get this div card, which is like cheap and gives you a level 21 Ice Golem. The quality doesn't matter, it's just like minion health, which we have plenty of. Or minion damage, and that doesn't really matter that much. This div card will give you that level 21. Hopefully you get an Ice Golem, or not, just go buy the level 21 Ice Golem with 0 quality. Easy. Then your other links are minion damage for the more multiplier, melee physical for the more multiplier, multi-strike for the more attack speed multiplier. The way this works with minions is they just get the more multiplier to their attack speed and not the like multi-strike thing. They can't repeat their skills, but they just get really, really fast attack speed. And then Ruthless, because they have stupidly fast attack speed, they get even more damage out of this. Other gem links, if you have a socketed supported by minion damage, then put your Flame Golem, Lightning Golem, Stone Golem in there for a bit of extra damage to them. Really doesn't matter. Minion life would probably be better so they die less, your Stone Golem specifically. I have it linked to minion life as well for even more there. In the Victorios for the Generosity, which gives +1 aura gems and level 30 Generosity. So I have a level 21 War Banner, a level 21 Haste, and a level 21 Hatred. Vol Haste, I should say. It makes them super powerful and only apply to my allies, so they get more damage and I get nothing. Then I have a Flame Dash in here, which is just a 1 link by itself. I could just as easily put that in either ring. It'd probably be better in this ring, actually. Be level 22 for more cooldown. Great. So you need a 3-socket Victorios. Boots, I have Convocation, Flesh Offering, and Desecrate. This allows you to pull your minions to you. Convocate, so they don't get stuck on walls or anything. Flesh Offering is this one. It gives you the minion attack and cast movement speed. And then Desecrate allows you to make corpses if you're in a boss fight and there's nothing to blow up. And then in my gloves, I have Rain of Arrows linked to Curse on Hit Elemental Weakness. Again, you can put in Feeble if you want to be safer, or Temp Chains, up to you. And then a maim support, so enemies maimed by supported skills take 14% increased damage. That mod is only on the maim support gem. You can't get like maim on Jewel or maim on, say, a pair of Tomb Fists. It will not give you that 14% increased physical damage. Maim by itself is just 30% slow, so you have to get it on the attack skill that you're using, or on your golems if you don't have an empower. Enchantment wise, I don't have any enchants, but minion ice golem damage probably here. Regen maybe, or movement speed, or I don't know if you can get lightning damage here, I guess, if you want, instead of on your quiver or your rings, doesn't matter. And then glove enchant, probably Commandment of Spite for the AoE slow, or if you wanted another minion, you could get Commandment of Reflection. All those would be fine. As for the flask, you get a Quicksilver Flask, Cinder Swallow Urn, because as we talked about, you ignite enemies, so they take 10% more damage. Life Regen mod if you can get it. I'm using a Basalt Flask with Ignite and a Stibnite with Curse, so I have Bleed, Curse, and Ignite, which I don't actually think I need Ignite because this. Yeah, so curse and something else. You don't need this ignite mod. We're immune to freeze, chill, ignite, and shock. Something else here. You could use a taste of hate, I guess, in that slot for more phase mitigation and less cold damage taken. I don't know. Either way, there's a build, Lael build TM. If you want more Lael builds, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Maybe come follow me on Twitch so you can watch us make other builds. But yeah, that'll be the Ice Golem answer. Pretty good. 10 out of 10 build would do again. Pastebin is in the description. I'll see you in the next video. That'll be demi out.